Give me just 7 minutes and I'm going to help you decide if your application is ready to submit in round 1 or if you need to wait until round 2. I hope it's 7 minutes. Maybe it's 7.5. We'll see. Maybe it's 8. Either way, I'm going to help you answer that question. Welcome back to MBA Monday. I'm Angela, your MBA guardian angel, your career champion. I have been helping people get into top business schools for almost 20 years. So today I'm going to help you figure out, should you apply in round 1 or should you wait? You've probably heard that it's best to get your application in round 1 instead of round 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever number of deadlines there may be. And by and large, this advice is correct. When you apply in round 1, it means the class is empty. So it's a wide open space. There's maximum amount of room for candidates like you as possible when there's no one yet in the class. Furthermore, a lot of schools, especially notably the very top schools, if they look at your candidacy in round 1 and they're not really able to make a decision because they want to see the rest of the applicant pool that resembles you, they will defer you to round 2 and give you a second chance. If you apply in round 2, round 3 is not a second chance at all. Round 3 is kind of a death sentence. So you really want to get your application in round 1 if that's at all possible. I'm coming to you on August 25th, and Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Columbia are all due next week. So you already know if you're in the running for round 1. If you're sitting there like, should I apply in round 1? The answer is no. It's too late for you to submit a really great application. Come back next week or the week after. We'll talk about how to get in round 2. We got lots more videos for you. I'm going to be here with you all the way through your deadlines if you're applying in round 2. But for those of you who are applying in round 1 and you've been working towards those round 1 deadlines, there are 3 things that I want you to check before you hit submit to make sure that you're really ready to go in round 1. So here we go. The 3 things that your application must do to be ready to go in round 1. Thing number 1, you have to have recommendations. Ideally, you're going to have great recommendations, but at the very least, you need recommendations. 1 or 2, depending on how many the school requires. But it's really important that your recommenders actually submit their recommendations, because if they don't submit it by the deadline, or in some cases, the schools will give you a very small grace period of a few days after the deadline where the recommenders can submit their recommendation. So if your recommenders end up submitting it a little bit late, that can be okay. But if they don't submit it within the deadline, your application is moving to round 2, whether you like it or not. So recommendations are thing number 1 you need to make sure are in order before you can submit in round 1. By the way, we have a really useful free cheat sheet for your recommenders. Go to the URL linked below or in this QR code on the screen, get.mbaprotocol.com/recommendation. And we're making this free for you this week. This is normally a $47 resource. It's free this week. So go and download the recommendation cheat sheet. Make sure that your recommenders know how to do their job. Thing number 2, make sure that your test scores are within the range of the schools that are the most important to you. This is the one deal breaker that we hold for our clients. We work with lots of people, some of whom are still working on the test all the way up to the last minute. And the one situation where we will almost always say, stop the action, do not submit your application, submit it in round 2 instead, is if their test score is not within the range of the average for their target school, and we both believe that they can do better on the test. So if you're in a situation where you've taken the GRE or the GMAT like 5 times and you know it's just not going to get any better than it is now, then go ahead and apply in round 1. But make sure that you have some safer schools either now or in round 2 where your test score is a little more competitive than maybe your reach or your favorite schools. But if you are still toiling on the test and you know that you've got more juice left in the tank and you can actually do better on the test, then now might be the time to press pause, focus on the test, end up submitting your application in round 2. Harvard and Stanford will not take an updated test score. So if you submit your application in round 1 with a test score, that's the one they're going to consider. That's it. Some schools will take an updated test score, but this is something you got to be really thoughtful about. So if you're trying to decide, like, is my test score good enough? Should I keep going? Should I try again? Go to mbamo.com and enter all of your statistics for your favorite school, including your current test score, convert it to the percentile, and MBAMO will tell you whether your candidacy is competitive with that school or not. You can also just go look at the average GMAT and GRE for your schools that you're applying to and see, is your score like within one standard deviation of that average, ideally higher, but even if it's lower, that's okay. If the test score is still giving you trouble, that's one really good reason to pull up at the last minute, don't land the plane, apply in round 2, because it will make a difference to your candidacy. The test score isn't going to get you in, but it could keep you out. The third thing you want to do before you decide if your applications are really ready to go or not is make sure that you love your essays. Not just like, oh, I wrote them, they're good enough, or oh, I answered the question, or oh, I guess Wharton's going to let this fly. No. You need to love what you have written. It's so important that you feel that you've done everything you can do to express yourself, share your values, explain your experiences, give them a window into how you operate and how you view the world, because that is the thing that you have the most control over in this process. Schools are gauging how you communicate. They're looking at your character. They are willing to be influenced beyond your test scores and beyond your resume. So take advantage of that opportunity. And the way to know that your essays are good is because you love them, because you would share them with your friends and family, because they are just great. They just represent who you are. So if you look at your essays today, you've still got 6-7 days before you have to submit Harvard and Wharton and Columbia, and you look at those essays and you're like, I don't love them. I've made progress, but I don't really love them. And you'd like the help of a coach in just getting those essays just over the finish line. We have a brand new essay-only coaching package that you can find at the link that I'll put in the description. We'll put the QR code on the screen. I don't even know what the link is, but we'll make sure you have it. This is a way for you to get direct coaching from an MBA Protocol coach to help you finish your essay and just make sure that you love it. Just make sure that it's as good as it can be. The other 2 things are truly deal breakers. Without recommendations, you can't submit. Without GMAT scores, you can't submit. With so-so essays, you can submit, but I wouldn't recommend it. And you've got 6 or 7 days left. So there really is enough time to get your essays to the point where you absolutely love them. So take the next 7 days to get your essays to the point where you absolutely love them. If you want my help, you can join me here live every day. I'm going live every day between now and the Stanford deadline. And just come and we'll talk about your essay if you want. We'll workshop what you're working on and I'll give you my feedback. If you've been working towards round 1 deadlines, I hope you're going to go for it. I believe in dreaming big, taking bold risks. Just watch for that test score. That's the only reason that you might wait till round 2, really, when it comes down to it. If I don't see you live, I will be right back here on MBA Monday next week with the 4 things that you need to do before you actually hit submit to make sure that you're maximizing the sanity, the crispness, the professionalism of your MBA application. I'll see you next week. Oh, it's getting hot in here. I'm not happy.